She opens the closet at 6:32 a.m. 37 hanging pieces, 11 pairs of shoes, a drawer that won't quite close. And still, the first thought that crosses her mind is always the same. I have nothing to wear. It was never about the clothes. 800 years ago, in a small temple in the mountains of Kyoto, a Zen monk was learning the same lesson that this woman, on the other side of time, doesn't yet know she needs to learn. Excess doesn't organize life. It hides it. If you've ever frozen in front of a packed closet, feeling your chest tighten without quite knowing why, this video is for you, and about a Japanese philosophy that has existed for centuries to solve exactly this kind of quiet suffocation. Stay until the end, because the third principle I'm about to reveal is the one most people overlook, and it's exactly the one that changes everything. Before I continue, if the scene I just described has happened to you more times than you'd like to admit, I need to tell you something first. What you're about to see in this video is only half the journey. The other half, the complete step-by-step process Japanese women use to never again feel that tightness in their chest when standing in front of their own wardrobe, has been brought together completely free in the ebook A Complete Japanese Woman, available in the pinned comment right below this video. We live in an era where having more should mean feeling more secure, and yet the opposite happens. Psychologists who study consumer behavior have already described this phenomenon. The more options placed in front of us, the greater the mental effort required to decide, and the greater the sense of failure when the choice doesn't feel right. This has a name: decision fatigue, and for many women, the closet is the first battlefield of the day. It's no coincidence that the place where we store our clothes has also become the place where we store our self-image. The when I lose weight pieces, the I might still wear this again pieces, the gifts from people who are no longer part of our story. A full closet isn't abundance. It's an unresolved emotional archive hanging on hooks. And this is exactly where Japanese wisdom comes in, not as an organizing trend, but as a philosophy of life that has survived centuries, precisely because it understood something modern consumerism insists on hiding. Empty space is also a value. In Japanese aesthetics, there's a concept called ma. It isn't easy to translate because the West has no exact equivalent word. The closest idea would be the meaningful interval, or the emptiness that holds up the form. In a traditional Japanese painting, blank space isn't the absence of art, it's part of the art. In a traditional tea room, the few objects present aren't there out of scarcity. They're there because every empty inch allows the mind to breathe. Applied to the wardrobe, Ma suggests something radical by Western standards. An empty hanger between two garments isn't wasted space. It's what lets you actually see each piece you own, instead of drowning in crowded silhouettes competing for visual attention. When the eye has nowhere to rest, the mind doesn't rest either. This isn't mysticism, it's basic visual processing neuroscience. Visually saturated environments raise cortisol levels, the stress hormone, even when a person doesn't consciously notice why they feel uneasy. So the first step of this Japanese philosophy isn't, what do I remove? It's asking, how much empty space does my eye need in order to feel at peace? There's a Japanese practice known as Donshari, made up of 3 characters that together describe a 3-step process. Don, refusing what enters without real need. Sha, discarding what no longer serves. Ri, detaching from attachment to objects. Notice the order. Danshari doesn't start by asking, what do I throw away? It starts by asking, what do I let in? The root of the overflowing closet isn't only what's already inside it. It's the habit of accepting, buying, and accumulating without a conscious pause. The second step, discarding, is where most people get stuck. And this is where Japanese philosophy fully departs from traditional Western organizing, which tends to ask, could this still be useful for something? Donshari asks something else. Does this object still serve the person I am today? Or does it serve the person I used to be? The third step, re, is the deepest and hardest, detaching emotionally from the object before even deciding its fate. Because the problem was never the blouse in the drawer. It was the emotional meaning we glued onto it, the memory, the guilt, the postponed hope. A Japanese Zen monk once compared material attachment to holding a stone with an outstretched arm. For a few seconds, it weighs nothing. After an hour, the arm trembles. After a day, the pain becomes unbearable, and yet the hand stays closed. Here's the principle I promised at the start, the one most closet organizing videos simply skip. Mono no aware can be imperfectly translated as the moving impermanence of things. It's the awareness that everything, a cherry blossom, a season, a piece of clothing, a phase of life, is beautiful precisely because it's fleeting. This completely changes how we look at letting things go. It's not about getting rid of something out of guilt or urgency. It's about honoring the time during which that object fulfilled its purpose and recognizing, with gratitude, that this purpose has now come to an end. That dress you wore to graduation doesn't need to stay in the closet for the memory to keep existing. The memory is already stored elsewhere, in your mind, in photographs, in you. The fabric is free to move on. This is the point that separates Japanese minimalism from the impulsive decluttering so common in organize your closet in 24 hours videos. It isn't about emptying quickly. It's about saying goodbye with awareness. Someone who discards out of haste carries the same anxiety into the next full closet. Someone who discards with mono no aware gradually builds a different relationship with everything they own. If modern consumerism sells the idea that we need more to be enough, Wabi-Sabi proposes the opposite. Beauty lies in the simple, the authentic, the already existing, even worn, even incomplete. A closet seen through Wabi-Sabi doesn't chase flawless, showroom-perfect pieces hung like a display. It seeks pieces that genuinely represent who you are right now, the fabrics you actually wear, the colors that match your real life, the number of items your routine, not your anxiety, actually calls for. When a woman reduces her wardrobe to pieces chosen with intention, something interesting happens. The time spent deciding what to wear drops sharply because every piece has already been vetted in advance. The morning choice stops being a test of identity and goes back to being what it was always meant to be, a simple, quick gesture. Japanese philosophy was never about theory. It's about daily practice. A few concrete steps inspired by these principles. Open the closet and don't touch anything for 1 minute. Just observe. Ask yourself, does my gaze find room to rest or just a pile? Apply Dan before Sha. Before deciding what to discard, decide what you'll stop letting in without real need. Hold each piece and ask, does this serve the person I am today? Not who you used to be, nor who you hope to become. When letting go of an item, silently thank it for the role it played. This isn't empty sentimentality. It's what stops the attachment from simply migrating to the next object. Leave empty space on purpose. A closet that's slightly less full than it fits is one that respects more, and your mind will feel the difference before you even understand why. The overflowing closet was never really about clothes. It was about postponed decisions, unprocessed memories, and the quiet belief that more somehow protects us. Japanese wisdom, carried across centuries, suggests the opposite. Peace doesn't live in accumulation. It lives in the space left over, once only the essential remains. If this video made you look at your own closet differently, tell us in the comments, which of these principles, Ma, Donshari, or Mono no Aware, resonated with you most. And if you want to keep this journey of mindful simplicity going, this channel's next video explores how the Japanese apply this same philosophy to the whole home, not just the closet. A full wardrobe was never really about clothes. It was about postponed decisions, unprocessed memories, and the quiet belief that more somehow protects us. Japanese wisdom, passed down through centuries, suggests the opposite. Peace does not live in accumulation. It lives in the space that remains after only what is essential is left behind. If this video made you look at your own wardrobe differently, leave a comment below telling me which of these principles, Ma, Danshari, or Mono no Aware, resonated with you the most. But before you leave this video, I need to tell you something. Everything you saw here today, Ma, Danshari, Mono no Aware, Wabi-Sabi, is only the doorway. It's enough to help you begin looking at your wardrobe with new eyes. But it's not enough to truly transform the way you relate to everything you own, to your time, and to your own image. Because the woman who opens her wardrobe at 6:32 in the morning and feels her chest tighten doesn't just need to organize hangers. She needs to rediscover herself. And there is an entire path built over centuries that Japanese women quietly walk, from material disorder to inner clarity, from accumulation as protection to lightness as identity. I brought together that entire journey, every principle, every practice, every ritual, in one place. It's called A Complete Japanese Woman, and it's available as a free download right now in the pinned comment below this video. This isn't just another generic organization guide. It's the philosophy you discovered here today, taken to its fullest expression, for your wardrobe, your home, your daily routine, and the way you see yourself when no one else is watching. Think about the last time you opened that overflowing wardrobe and still felt like you had nothing to wear. That feeling doesn't disappear on its own. It quietly repeats itself every single day until you decide to break the cycle. How many more mornings are you willing to lose to that same quiet anxiety before giving yourself the chance to live differently? The ebook is there, waiting for you in the pinned comment. Download it now, read it today, and let the woman you'll be 1 month from now thank the woman you are today for stopping, watching until the end, and finally choosing less noise and more essence. Eastern wisdom: less noise, more essence.